Hello, my little chirps. It's your hero, Mr. Brzezinski speaking, and I am going to talk you through a little drawing exercise within Google Draw. Now, the first thing that you want to make sure is that you are not in full screen mode. So you probably have a window open like this and you're watching the YouTube video right here like this, right? Make sure that you're not in full screen mode. You be quiet, Mr. B. So you're going to make sure that you are not in full screen mode. To do that on an Apple computer, I use the green light so that I can get my windows organized. However, within my Chromebook, so if I'm in Chromebook here, right, you could see this is what your desktop will look like. All the way on the right-hand side, I have this double window looking thing. That is so I can position my window. So that's where you're going to be clicking right there on this jobber. Okay, so now back to this screen here. Once I get to my window mode, now I can set things up and pull tabs out. So in this case, I have my YouTube video playing right here. I want to click, hold, and drag it out, and it will create a new window that I can then adjust side by side. So I'll move this one over to the right-hand side and resize it possibly so that I have a little smaller version of the movie playing. And on the right-hand side, and then I'll resize my window on the left-hand side to do my work in so that I can see in a little thumbnail over here on the right-hand side the video playing and my instructions, and over here on the left-hand side I'm going to actually be doing my work. So to start off in this project, I'm going to hit My Document, and it already creates a document for me, and it'll have my name attached to it, and I'll be ready to go. And I'm going to take a look now at what the final product might look like. So here's basically what it looks like. It's going to be a box with an egg inside. I click on the egg, and as you can see, it's three-dimensional. I have an egg that seems to fit inside the box, as you'll see right there. So let's get started. First thing I need to do is create a shape. So I go up here to my Shapes menu. As you can see, if I mouse over this object long enough, it'll tell me what it does, and I'm looking for shapes. I come down here and I want to select a square. It says rectangle, but I'm going to create a square, and I'll show you how to make sure it is an exact square. If I'm down here and I'm starting to open up this rectangle, I might not be able to tell whether it's a square or not, and if it's even, unless, of course, I hold down the Shift button. When I hold down the Shift button and I start to move the object, it is going to make all sides equal by holding down the Shift button on the keyboard. So find the Shift button, and then you can open up a nice size square in the center of your document. Not too big, not too small. You want to kind of in the middle of the document because you still have to fit those other walls in and the egg. So you want to make sure that it's a little bit down and to the left inside your document. So let's come up here. I'm going to need to create another side for this box. Okay, so I want to make sure it's the exact same size. So to do that, I'm going to go up to the Edit menu right here, and I'm going to duplicate this shape. As you see down here on the Edit menu, I have the word duplicate, or Command D will also give me the same function. So I open it up, I hit duplicate, and there it is. It duplicated the exact same shape. I can organize it the way I feel fit here, and sometimes I use the arrow keys on my keyboard so that I can line it up perfectly so that the side handles, these squares are called handles right here, so that these side handles are lined up right on the line. Now don't worry about colors right now, and if you make a mistake, you can always delete it. You have to select the item first that you want to delete. So I click on the item, get the handles up around it, and then I can hit the delete key on the keyboard to undo anything or just delete anything I did. If I make a mistake and I need to undo it, I can also go over here to the undo button and then click on that. So the last thing I did was delete that box. I undid it and it came back again. So don't be afraid to undo things. If you made a mistake, if you created a shape you didn't want to do, you could always undo the shape by selecting that button right there. Now that I have this lined up, I'm ready to organize it. I come up here to arrange, and I want to put it in order. And I want to move this square, because it's in front of the other square, I want to move it to the back. So I go to arrange, order, send to back, and now the other square is actually in front of the handled square right there. So now when I click off of it, you can see that I've layered the squares so that the first one I created is now in front of the second one I created, as you can see right there. Now it's time to create a sidewall right here, but I can't just put two lines right there. That'll be see-through. I can't just draw the lines as if I was drawing on a piece of paper. I need to make an entire side there, a four-sided side that starts off on this corner, goes up here, boom, 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 and comes back around again. So I need an entire shape that will fill in for that side. So to do that, I'm going to go up here and create a line, and I want a polyline right here. So I'm going to click on polyline, and now I'm ready to connect the dots. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the front box, upper right hand corner. And take your time, only click once, take your time with it. I go to the upper right hand side of the back box, I click once, as you see there. Now I need to trace over the line in the back there. I click once right there. Now I'm going to click on this front lower right hand side box right here, click once, and I'm going to come back up and finish the shape where I started by clicking on that line. Now I'm somewhat stuck in creating this line, as you can see here with my cursor. So to get out of that, all I need to do is click on this arrow right here. I click on the arrow, and now it completes my shape by giving me handles that I could resize and move my object with. As you can see now, I'm using my arrow keys, and I have an entire sidewall that fits in nicely, that will actually block things behind it. It's time to duplicate this shape to put it on the other side now. So what I need to do, again, I saw the edit menu right here, and I can select duplicate. Or I can come over here and I can right click on the picture, and I can copy and paste it. Copy, and then I can right click over here, paste the shape in, and now I could just move it into position. And sometimes I'll get these red lines that will show me the alignment of my shapes. But as you see, the shape is in front of the box. So here we go again. I'm going to reorganize it. I'm going to go to my right click button, my right click or control click on the keyboard. If I hold down control and click on this item, I will get to this menu here, and I'm selecting that shape. I'm going to order, send to back. I click on that, and now I have my four-sided box. As you can see here, it's ready for the egg. To get this egg, move up to the shapes. Right here, I climb up to the shapes, I click on shapes, and I'm going to look for the circle. This time I'm going to make an oval right here to make a nice size egg. I can actually align this egg with the side of the box to make it the exact same size, like so. I could drag this egg into the box like this. And once again, it's time to organize. Again, I could go to the Arrange menu right here, or I can right-click on the item and have the order right here. And I can send backward. Now, I don't want this to go to the back, because if I put this to the back, the entire box will be in front of it and it will be hiding. So I want to send it backward, but not all the way to the back. So let's come up here to Arrange, Order, and Send Backward. I could also do this with Command Arrow key. Okay, and so I'm one behind, right? I go behind the front box, and now if I send it backward again, Command Arrow key down, it puts it right in the location. If I continue going back, you'll see it's behind, and now it's in front, and I'm using the arrow keys, Command the arrow keys, and it will take me from the very front object all the way to the back and back again. I could layer it to decide where I want it within the other shapes. Now I have this box and the egg, and it looks great, and it's actually fits inside the box nicely. Now that it's there, I can start to color my boxes, okay? So I'm going to start off with coloring my egg. That's the first object here. I go up to the color fill, and I can select any color I want. So go ahead and select a color. That looks nice. I could also select a line color if I wanted to, which is the line that goes on the outside of the box. But of course, I probably want to select the same color as the egg itself. Okay, so now let's go with the box color. This time I want to select two sides of the box at once because I want the outside of the box to be one color, the inside of the box to be another color. Here's how to select more than one object at a time. I can simply click and open up a selection box over top of the two items that I want. You don't want to have this selection box go over the egg because it will change the egg color as well. So if I'm down here at the bottom, I could use the selection box to select two items at once, or I can use the shift button. If I hold down the shift button, I select one box, I keep the shift button held down while I select the other box. Now I have two boxes selected, and it will change the colors of both boxes at the same time. So I can now select a color for my box. Perfecto. Liking it. Yes, of course you are. Now I click outside to unselect my items. And now I'm going to select the back two boxes. So I click on the back side over here, and I hold down the shift, and I select the other side. And now I can change just those two sides. So I multi-select here. And I hit the drop down. I want this one slightly darker than the other one so that it looks like it's inside. It gives me a better depth perception because the outside of the box, the light is hitting. The inside of the box, the light is not. So it gives me a depth perception here so that my egg really fits in and pops out of this box. Are you got this as I am? I hope so. Once you're happy with the way your egg in a box looks, you can hit Submit Assignment, and that'll send it right to me for grading. So if you submitted the project, you are done, but if you are still in class and you still have a little bit of time left, you have some options here. So I head back into my period materials here, my course materials, and I may be able to find this link here that says when you are finished with all your work. So you have some options when you're done with your projects and you've checked your grades, and this will be throughout. So even if you're on your 5th project, you go and you check your grades first. On the sidebar here, make sure you got a good grade on your projects, and once you are sure that you are done with all your projects, you don't have any blanks, you got graded, then you can sample some of these hyperlinks right here. We have some typing websites. We also have some scratch code, and you can also go back to code.org and increase your code work. So those are your options once you are finished with your project. These are the things that you can do, whether it be this project or any other project, and you're in class and you have a few minutes to burn before the end of the class period. But also feel free to grab a book, take out something to draw on, or go to another class period and get some other work done or some homework done for another class as well. Those are your options.